Well, I think my understanding of the question by the PAC to the finance director was a question of seeking to inquire as to whether, if in fact you were actually to collect all of the debt which is on the books, there was still a need for a change in the rate. And I would say, first of all, if one looks at our strategic plan, which in essence speaks to the mission of the organization, there are a series of inequities across this country which have got to be addressed. And there is a significant unfunded portion in the area of water quality, water production, and water distribution. So there is a need for additional resources. Secondly, the questioner obviously was not fully informed of the legal side of things as it pertains to debt collection. I wish to refer the Member of Parliament to the Limitation Act, which clearly states by law any agency can only collect and shall only brought within 3 years of that debt. So one cannot go back to the period of debt beyond 3 years. And this is one of the things which I am actually preparing to place before the board. Because in essence, in accordance with the law, any debt that is more than 3 years, really, in which a customer has not started to address, then makes it illegal for us to go after it. So I think when one looks at the number of gaps, for example, with respect to and the strategic plan, the communities that haven't got 24-hour service across the country. If you talk about in Region 2, Queenstown Paradise, in Region 3, the area of Virginusian and Port-Droin, the Kendron, Ruby, Hague Union, Vredenhoop, in Region 4, Eccles Grove, in regions Georgetown, Roxanne Burnham Gardens, East and West Rheinveld. In East Coast, you have Pleasance, LBI, Region 5, Shieldstown, number 6. And one can go on in Region 6, you have Albion, Tain, Garrison Road, Region 7, Bartica. So they are not getting 24/7 as yet. And we have to move across the country to improve access to 24/7. This can only happen with additional resources. So part of a fixed rate goes to address that. It goes to address metering, for example. We've got to meter this country if we want to address the issues of non-revenue water and look at the conservation, improving the quality, etc. That in itself, if we were to purchase in accordance with the plan, another 90,000 meters, that's about 47 million US. In essence, looking at what we will get in, if we have 180,000 customers, so if we collected from 75% of those customers, the 500 basically takes us to around more than $67 million per month. That in essence would assist in addressing part of the unfunded portion of the debt. And what we expect, and some of the results will tell you, that you would see the improvements in access in the villages in the regions. Right now in Region 2, you have about 58% of the villages with access. By the end of the strategic plan, by 2021, we expect 90% of the villages to have access. Likewise in Region 3, 63% of those villages, and that goes to 77%. In Region 4, which is 77% of the villages, which includes East Coast, East Bank, etc., and that goes to 90% by 2021. In Region 5, from 69% to 80%. Region 6, from 68 to 87%. In Region 10, from 28% to 89%. So these gaps which exist within the system in terms of people's access to water and potable water have got to be addressed. And that was the call of the President. In addition, if one looks at the hinterland regions, Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9, in which the inequity is stark. One has to find the ways and means of ensuring that the citizens in these regions, their quality of life is no different from that in the coastal regions, etc. So it is for this reason that this fixed charge, together with harmonization of the rate, that will really assist in allowing GWI to continue to improve its service. And there is no denying that our service has improved. On the contrary, GWI cannot discriminate. And I think you are referring to a question posed with respect to as to whether GWI shows some discrimination with respect to affirmative action with respect to Linden, which is nonsense. And I think it's a wicked approach by whoever the questioner was, because GWI cannot, by law, engage in any form of discriminatory action against any population in this country. And therefore, such questions really puzzles the mind and the intent of the questioner.